New York real estate exam practice. Let's get started. In Syracuse, a subdivision plan requires approval before lots can be sold. Under New York regulations, what environmental review might be needed? Is it A. SECRA, State Environmental Quality Review Act? Or B. Building permit? Could it be C. Variance? Or lastly D. Special use permit? The correct answer is A. Here is why. The State Environmental Quality Review Act, SECRA, requires environmental impact review for discretionary actions, including subdivision approvals. Option A is correct. Option B is incorrect. Building permits are issued after subdivision approval. Option C is incorrect. Variances are relief from zoning. Option D is incorrect. Special use permits are a type of zoning authorization, not environmental review. Next question. A property sells for $400,000 with a 6% commission split equally between brokers. The listing salesperson gets 60% of their broker's share. If the broker's share is $12,000, how much does the salesperson get? Is it A, $7,200? Or B, $4,800? Could it be C, $14,400? Or lastly D, $2,400? The correct answer is A. Here is why. The broker's share is $12,000. The salesperson receives 60% of that amount. $12,000 multiplied by 0.60 equals $7,200. Option A is correct. Option B, $4,800, would be 40% of broker's share. Option C, $14,400, exceeds broker's share. Option D, $2,400, is 20%. Next question. In New York State, a real estate salesperson is hosting an open house for a listed single-family home in Nassau County. A prospective buyer attends unrepresented and asks detailed questions about the property's features, pricing strategy, and the seller's motivation. The salesperson provides information but does not present the New York agency disclosure form at the outset of the substantive discussion. Later, the buyer claims they believed the salesperson was acting as their agent. Under New York Department of State regulations on agency disclosure, what is the most accurate statement regarding the salesperson's obligation in this scenario? Is it A, the agency disclosure form is only required when a buyer makes an offer? Or B, the form must be provided at the first substantive contact in a potential transaction, and failure to do so may create an implied agency? Could it be C, disclosure is not required at open houses since no formal representation exists? Or lastly D, verbal disclosure is sufficient if the buyer does not request it in writing? The correct answer is B. Here is why. 19 CRR New York 175.28 explicitly requires licensees to provide the fair housing/agency disclosure notice upon first substantive contact with a prospective purchaser, tenant, seller, or landlord. Open houses constitute substantive contact. Oral disclosure does not satisfy the requirement. Option B is correct. Option A is incorrect. Disclosure is required at first substantive contact, not upon offer. Option C is incorrect. The regulation specifically applies to open houses. Option D is incorrect. Oral disclosure does not satisfy the requirement. Next question. A homeowner in Rochester buys a policy covering fire and theft, but not floods. Under New York property insurance, what type is this? Is it A, homeowner's HO3? Or B, flood insurance? Could it be C, liability only? Or lastly D, renter's insurance? The correct answer is A. Here is why. An HO3 special form policy is the most common homeowner's policy, covering dwelling against all perils except those specifically excluded, e.g., flood, earthquake. Option A is correct. Option B is incorrect. Flood insurance is separate. Option C is incorrect. Liability only would not cover fire and theft to dwelling. Option D is incorrect. Renter's insurance is for tenants. Next question. In a transaction involving a commercial property in Rochester, New York, the real estate salesperson acts as a buyer's agent and negotiates terms on behalf of the buyer without informing the seller of the agency relationship. The seller later discovers this and claims a breach. What fiduciary duty did the salesperson potentially violate? Is it A, obedience to the buyer's instructions? Or B, disclosure of the agency relationship to all parties? Could it be C, loyalty to the seller's interests? Or lastly D, accounting for all funds? The correct answer is B. Here is why. A licensee has a duty to disclose their agency representation to all parties in a transaction. Failure to disclose that they represent the buyer constitutes a breach of the duty of disclosure and potentially creates an undisclosed dual agency. Option B is correct. Option A is incorrect. Obedience to the buyer does not excuse non-disclosure. Option C is incorrect. The salesperson owed no duty of loyalty to the seller. Option D is incorrect. No funds accounting issue is presented. Next question. A first-time home buyer in Queens is approved for an FHA loan with a 3.5% down payment on a $400,000 purchase price. The lender requires upfront and annual mortgage insurance premiums. The buyer asks their salesperson if the MIP can ever be removed. According to New York real estate finance practices and FHA guidelines, what is the accurate response? Is it A, MIP is permanent for the life of the loan regardless of equity? Or B, MIP can be canceled once the loan-to-value ratio reaches 78% through payments or appreciation? Could it be C, MIP is only required for the first 5 years of the loan? Or lastly D, MIP applies only to conventional loans, not FHA? The correct answer is A. Here is why. For FHA loans originated after June 3, 2013, with less than 10% down payment, MIP is required for the life of the loan. Option A is correct. Option B is incorrect. This describes conventional PMI cancellation. Option C is incorrect. Option D is incorrect. FHA loans require MIP. That's it for today. How many did you score? Let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and tell me what topic I should cover next. Bye.